Hey folks, and welcome to the Game Breakdown Series. This is series number 11, defense for me. First series of the second half here. As you can see, he has the ball in his own 25-yard line. I have a 14-point lead at this point. First and 10 for him. So looking at it, guys, he's in an I-twin set here. Basically what that means is two receivers to one side of the field. In this case, they're over to the left here. As you can see, I'm in a 4-3. I have zero coverage, meaning I have no safety help over the top here. So each of my guys is in man-to-man. I've got the outside linebacker fire coming out of the regular 4-3. I've spread out my outside linebackers in this case. As you can see, it looks like I did make the adjustment to slant my line to the strong side just to be able to play any kind of run. What he is doing here is running to the right side. He's running a stretch play. So looking at it here, basically what a stretch is, guys, each of his men is going to block over a man to the right. They're going to try to get some sort of movement, whether it's a forward push or lateral movement here. Now, since this is a stretch, that means it's outside zone rule as opposed to inside zone. They're trying to get the outside to get this edge here so they can get their back outside and, go for the end zone, essentially. It's a big play kind of run, but it has the ability to cut back inside with the blocking here, depending on what my defense does. So we'll go ahead and run through the play and see what happens, but also we'll talk about this really quick. As you can see, I'm using the safety here, who's man-to-man on the back. You're going to see me creep over to about right here over the guard. Really, I think I should probably get right about here, pretty much dead center in this case of the offense. If they were on the hash over here, then it would be dead center over here. So in this case, I think that's where I really belong, to be able to play both sides of the ball. But in this case, I get to about the guard spot, and we'll go ahead and see what happens from there. But really, I should get over here. That'll give me better flow either way. So let's go ahead and run through the play, and we'll see. As you can see, I'm creeping a little bit more. I've got the slant coming to this side, at least on my two ends here. Now the other reason I probably don't get all the way over is I like to cheat just a little bit to the left here whenever I have a guy like him. He worries me. He kills me all the time. This guy just destroys me often. No matter who's playing with him, they hurt me bad with him. So I kind of cheat over a little bit just so maybe I can help out over the top in case he goes deep with him. So, okay, now let's go through it. So he's making whatever little adjustment there. Stretch coming right. As you can see, everybody gets outside here. Gets some good blocks all the way down the field here, or all the way to the edge here. And he does get the edge. And as you can see, I'm still coming across. I'm not in this good position here. And so I have to make a tackle for, a 12 or 13 yard gain. Whereas if I was center field, maybe a little deeper even, right about here, I could have flowed harder and got there a lot better, and maybe only gave up 2 to 4 yards as opposed to 12 to 13 yards. Now the other thing I could have done here was taken this guy here. I did have this guy coming outside, but what I could have done was had him come straight up field as opposed to running the inside blitz, which is how they blitz this. So that would mean me taking him over, hitting the X, and then straight down for the blitz. And that would adjust their blitz to being more of a straight blitz upfield, as opposed to running his twister effect blitz here. Because what we get here is a barrel out of these two guys, like that, which is a great blitz here to get to the quarterback. Also very good against the power play, but against a stretch, as you can see, it got tore up pretty good in this case. So in this case here, as far as the points go, as far as my grade, it's a negative 50%. I get the -1 total. 0 for play success. Well, I'm not going to give the -1 here because I did do my job. I did get where I needed to go. I just couldn't get there fast enough. So, well, okay, we'll call that a 0, because if I don't get there fast enough, that means I'm not doing my job well enough, doesn't it? So I get a 0 on that, 0 on play success, 0 on doing my job, and the -1 for giving up the big play of over 10 yards there. Okay, guys, series number 11, play number 2 here. My opponent now has a 1st and 10 from his own 37, this time after that big run, and 5:27 left in the third quarter here. Looking at it now, he is in basically a basic shotgun set, so a normal, I would call it, or a nickel, as I like to call it, really. So you have a tight end here. He has his Z receiver out here. Here's his slot, and then he has his X receiver off screen as well to the left. What he's running here, I'm not exactly sure of the play call, but it's basically a crosser. So he has a dig coming across here, a shallow drag underneath here. So to me, that's what it looks like as a crosser. Go route here, and then here he has a post. with the back coming out on a flare out. What I'm in here is an Overstorm Brave, so with zero coverage. Overstorm Brave, as you can see, I have those two backers on the inside there. This is out of the nickel. It's a blitz out of the nickel here. What basically happens is I get an inside rush, outside. So I get the twisters on the inside here, which I really love. Twisters are always very effective pass rushing type blitzes. The reason that's why I always bring these guys inside, because they do have a tendency to go outside. So I think it's perfect for this. Everybody else is in zero coverage. So everybody's is locked at man to man. He has the X. This guy here, my nickel back, has the slot. My strong safety has the tight end. My corner to the right here has the Z, and then I at free safety here have the back. But as you know, and as I've said many times, I don't always cover the back. A lot of times I try to help out other places, and that's going to be the case here. So we'll go ahead and run through the play and show you what happens. So right off the bat, guys, let's talk about this for a second. With me being in that kind of defense, it's obviously a blitz with no help deep. It's about me getting to the quarterback before he gets rid of the ball, or forcing him to hurry up and make a poor throw, which actually I get done here. You see I have this end here who comes free, and with the end coming free, he's sailing back now. He's throwing the ball. He's throwing it here. You can see I'm setting up right here on it. But, and here's the big but, there you go. I clear because I see this guy underneath, and I'm thinking it's going to go with a little shallow. Instead, he hits Eifert's for a nice little gain here, gets himself another 12 yards. Now, like I said, this is my guy, really. That's who I'm supposed to be covering at safety. We'll get back to the point of the throw here. So right here, I have to make the decision. He's coming across, and this guy's wide open because I've just left him all alone. Now, I'm willing to leave him all alone because even if he makes the catch, yes, he's going to get a good gain, about 10 yards or so. But to me, these two have the potential of going for 6. All right. Now, the smart thing would have been for me to do would be to go with Eifert's here. If I'd have done that, obviously I would probably have had an interception. Now, the reason I don't is I see the separation here. You see this guy has 3 to 4 yards. He throws this on a dart to the outside, leading his receiver, and then using the rat catch. He turns upfield. He probably has a touchdown. So I'm seeing that more as opposed to seeing the deeper route here, which I would normally tell you to play the deeper route, except that this is a tight end. And while he's a very good tight end, I do believe my safety here is fast enough to at least make the tackle, which he does in this case. So I would more willing to give this up, even though it's the deeper route. It's only deeper by a couple yards. If he makes the catch, and he makes it on the run with the rat catch, he turns up and he is gone. He has this guy to block him. He also has that back out here, remember, they can come up and block somebody to the inside as well. So he has plenty of blockers out here. So yeah, I'm giving this up, and this is a -1 play for me. Again, actually, this will be a 0 for me, just because I do believe that I'm doing my job here. So by doing this, yes, like I said, I'm giving up, a first down, which sucks. But to me, it's really for the greater good in this case. Mainly because, all right, like I said, tight end here. And he's deeper. He's got about, 6 yards there, maybe 7 yards. But this guy's a lot faster. He already has great separation. And he has 2 extra blockers. So I would rather err to the touchdown side, which, yes, Eifert can still, break a tackle, maybe break for 6. But with these guys here, it's going to be harder for these guys to block them away from Eifert's too. So they can always peel back, and make a tackle, even though it would be a huge gain if my safety hadn't made the tackle there. So in this case, like I said, it's a negative play for me, but at the same time, I think it was the better decision, at least for the defense I was playing and for how I was playing it. So in this case here, like I said, it's a 0 as opposed to the negative. I get 0 for play success, but doing my job and giving myself a 1 in this case. And of course, I get the negative bonus for the 10-yard play, the first down play again.